I'm saying my sales, whether sales of laptop depend on gender or not. So what is sales in this case? Dependent or independent? Yeah, sales is dependent variable in this case. Yes, ma'am, I'm sharing the screen. Please bear. There is some technical glitch. I've joined through another device right now. I'm sharing in another 5-10 minutes. Just a moment. I'm just that's why I'm just talking about it. If I say whether, if I want to check whether sales depend on gender or not. So here my sales is a dependent variable and gender is an independent variable, right? And let's say in this, we have measured gender as male and female only. I measured gendered as male and female only. So how many series we have in this uh, independent variable? 2 series. One is of male, another is of female, right? So my independent variable is non-metric and has 2 series, and my dependent variable is metric and it is on single value. So I'll apply t-test in this case. Had it been that I would have measured my gender on 3 series, that is male, female, and transgender, then in the same example, I would have applied ANOVA, or I will apply ANOVA, right? So let me write it down also. I am writing in the chat window because once it is written, it is more clear. I'm saying I want to check whether sales of laptop depend depends on gender or not. Case 1, when I have measured gender as male and female, right? Case 1, when I've measured gender as male and female, that is only, that is 2 series. Data has 2 categories, or which data I'm talking about? My independent data, my independent variable has 2 categories. So I'll apply. So we will go for t-test, right? Case 2, same scenario, problem is same, whether sales of laptop depend on gender or not. But in case 2, when we have measured gender as male, female, and transgender. In this case, we will apply ANOVA. And the full form of ANOVA is analysis of variance, right? Now, once we'll, let's say we are first talking about t-test. Now, t-test can be applied when once you'll open, I'll just share the SPSS window. So there are 3 t-tests which are given. Single sample, when you have a single sample, you want to check on single sample. Single sample means I have some values I have the mean value of the population, and I want to compare, and I have collected a data of a sample. I want to compare whether my sample is from the same population or not. So I'll apply single sample t-test. Like for example, I am saying that the average height of Indians is 5 feet. Now you have collected a data and you want to check that whether your data also gives the same values, that average height of Indians is 5 feet or not. Then I'll apply single sample t-test, right? Another scenario can be scenario can be independent sample. Independent samples. Independent samples t-test is independent samples t-test is just like we took example above, whereby we took the example of male and female, means both are independent. Neither male is affecting female nor the other way around. So both are independent samples, and we want to uh, check whether their values are same or whether their means are same or different. Then I'll apply independent sample t-test. Another is paired sample t-test. Paired sample t-test is applied when both the sample are dependent on each other. Like for example, there are cases when you want to find out whether training has improved the performance of employees or not. So employees are same. For the same sample, I collected data before training and I collected data after training. So then I'll apply paired sample t-test, right? So three kind of t-test we are talking about, three conditions we are talking about. Sorry, I'm little sorry, trying to fix it up. Little sorry, I'll just continue with that. Three conditions we are talking about. Condition one, I have to compare my sample values with my population values. Single sample t-test you will apply. Condition two, you have two different samples and both the samples are collected independently. None of them is affecting each other. So independent sample t-test will be applied. Condition three, same sample before and after. There are cases of before and after. Before pandemic, after pandemic. Before the adoption of the online teaching, after the adoption of the online teaching, what are the results? So when the same sample has been studied under different scenarios, and you want to check out whether their averages have changed, whether their mean values have changed or not, then you will apply paired sample t-test, right? Three conditions are clear. And before applying t-test, first condition we need to check is whether our data is normally distributed or not. So how we will check that normal distribution and all? There is one test, that is KS test. I'm just, everything has opened. Just wait for 1 minute. I'll share the screen, then it will be more clear. Just I'm just opening the window. I'm really, really sorry for this, but it happens at times. Zoom has stopped responding. Thank you for your motivation. Thank you so much. I have typed so many things in the chat window, but I think it has gone to panelists only. Panelists, please, can you please share with everyone so that they can also read it out? Till that time, I'll continue. I'm really sorry. It's not working. My, they are looking for it where it has hanged. Sorry for that. Let me continue with that. Uh, so for the test of normality, what we need to check, we need to go for KS test. There is one KS test which you will find in SPSS once you will click on non-parametric test. KS test is a non-parametric test, and this test is done to check the normality of the data, that whether the data is normally distributed or not, and the journal hypothesis of the KS test is data is not normally distributed. This is the null hypothesis of KS test. Okay, Dr. Paris, this test is to check the normality of the data. We have a data for which we want to apply t-test. And before applying t-test, we need to check the assumption of normality, that whether the assumption of normality is met or not. If the assumption of normality is met, only then we'll continue with the t-test. Otherwise, we look for McNamara or other test, right? So for that purpose, we will first conduct KS test on. Okay. So we are talking about t-test, Dr. Paris, and for checking the normality, we are applying KS test. And the hypothesis of KS test, standard hypothesis of KS test is data is not normally distributed. This is the standard hypothesis of KS test. Once you will apply KS test, it should be rejected. If your hypothesis is rejected, then it says that your data is normally distributed, and then you can further apply the t-test. If that is not the scenario, then you cannot apply t-test, right? Now the point is, how will I decide whether my hypothesis is rejected or not rejected? You know, whatever test I am applying, so how can I check this? How can I check this? There is one concept of p-value. And that p-value, if p-value is less than 0.05, because we took our significance level as 5%. You know? So that 5% was that there is 5% probability error. 5% probability error is there. If p-value is less than 5, null hypothesis is rejected. Yeah, sorry, finally the SPSS window is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. It is visible. Continue.
Okay, thank you. I'm not able to view it. I'll put in the data on my own rather than label